In this video, you're going to learn a few easily overlooked techniques to turn your Twitter tweets into a flood of traffic to your web pages and blogs. So let's go ahead and get on into it. Probably the most obvious way to increase the traffic flow to your blog or website through the URL that is posted in your bio box here is the number of followers that you have, the number of new followers that you get, and the quality of the tweets that you post. Now, this might be considered a mild exaggeration, but let me toss it your way. This is a problem that some of us wish we had, and that is one that we affectionately call the Twitter effect. Now, this is where you post a tweet, a quality tweet, and your followers read and then retweet your post, and then their followers read it and retweet, and then their followers, you get the idea, so on and so on down the line, and this sends a massive wave to the URL that you had included in that quality post. And then all of a sudden, bam, your site or blog crashes from the overload of visitors. Now, wouldn't that be sweet? Now, again, this is just a mild exaggeration for most of us, but hey, there are those out there that have the kind of follower base that this happens to. One reason that they might have crashed their site, again, I'm getting kind of off topic here, but I feel that it's worth mentioning, is that most folks have their blog hosted on a shared hosting account, and that's where you're going to find the problems whenever you get a massive wave of people at the same time, that you might encounter the crash problem. Now, if those blogs were hosted on a dedicated server, then it will withstand the massive waves. So I'm not saying to go right out now and switch your hosting account and spend the extra money required for a dedicated server, but it is something to consider that if you are one of those folks that have a massive amount of followers and you have the ability to toss out quality content in your tweets and your site crashes on a regular basis as a result of that, well, you might want to consider then spending the extra money and a little effort in getting your shared hosting account switched over to a dedicated server. That being said, the main gist behind this particular video is to mention that you want to provide quality content in your tweets, and on occasion, not every tweet, but on occasion, you want to include a URL to your post or website, and hopefully that's the source of this quality content in your tweets, like for example a blog post. And the number of followers that you want to have a good number of followers, because the more followers you have, the more eyes will see your quality tweets, and the more followers that you have, the more traffic you're going to get flowing back to that URL within that tweet. One thing you might want to consider in increasing the number of followers you have, and this goes especially for those that are brand new to Twitter, which are probably a majority of the folks watching these videos right now, is if you were to go to Twitterholics, and this lists the top 100 members in the Twitterverse, and you've got a couple of different ways in which you can sort these. This way, kind of, I believe the default way, is by the number of followers. Old Barack Obama has the most. I mean, by far, almost twice as many as the second person, Stephen Fry. And Barack Obama's got, well, as you can see, about 250,000, and the number of friends about the same, actually a little bit more. So he has 250,000 people that are following him, and he, or the service, is following a little over 250,000. And he's got, since he started almost 2 years ago, 265 posts. He's been a little bit busy doing other things, I think. So one thing you can do here is, because what this says here, these numbers here, tell me that if you click on the link to follow Barack Obama, somehow or another, be it by magic or automatic refollow or whatever you want to call it, you will in turn gain a follower from Barack Obama. Okay? So that's just kind of how that works. Now you can see how this one here is a little bit off. This one here is, like CNN. That's this third one here. CNN, breaking news. Now they got a whole bunch of people following them right here. They got a whole bunch of people following them, but for some reason they don't reciprocate. So you might want to follow them for the breaking news, but you don't want to follow them in the hopes that they're going to follow you. So just keep that thought in mind. So what you might want to do here is check out the number of friends these people have. And this would give you some kind of a barometer or a gauge to go by as to who has the most friends, who follows the most. Again, Barack Obama's numero uno, and Mr. Tweet's number 2. And again, using these numbers here as a guide, you can see that he follows, or Mr. Tweet, assuming it's a he, follows quite a few people. More than likely, everybody that clicks on his follow link will in turn be followed by Mr. Tweet. So if you go through here and just kind of go down and start clicking on the links over here of these people, then chances are pretty good they will in turn reciprocate and start following you. So this is one way in which you can gain a goodly amount of quality followers by going to Twitterholics and sorting based on friends. Go to their links here, their screen name, and then click on the follow link under their image, just as you would anybody else. And if you're curious to see where you rank at in this, then you can just type in your Twitter name right up here, your Twitter username, click on go, and then it'll give you a rundown as to where you rank at in this, be it top 100 or top 5 million or whatever it is nowadays. And that's going to bring us to the end of this video on using the Twitter followers and quality tweets to gain traffic to your website or blogs. Thank you much for watching. Have a great day.